So we just looked at the Urdhva Marga, which is the upward path. The opposite, the antonym of Urdhva is Adhas. Adhaha meaning downward, the downward movement, the downward path. If the Kundalini moving up, the energy moving up was the rise, then of course there is this, which is how she got there in the first place. How the cosmic energy, that is Goddess Shakti, accumulated at Mooladhara. How is she present there, and what did she do along that path? So this is the process of creation. So when energy moves up, usually this is the case. Sadhguru says 99% of the time. I don't know the percentages myself, but whenever energies touch the Sahasrara, that is the end of physical existence for a human being. But the beginning, the contrary of it, how creation happened, is grace descending downwards. There is human effort upwards and there is grace descending downwards. This is that aspect. It is called as Adho Margah, or the downward movement of Kundalini. We'll quickly look at first the Prayoga of this shloka, the 10th shloka. While the previous shloka, the 9th one, had the siddhi of mastery over the 5 elements, the 10th shloka gives us Virya Vriddhi and Rajo Darshanam, Virya Vriddhi in men and Rajo Darshanam in women, of course, which means reproductory health of both men and women. It enhances, it strengthens the generative fluids, the reproductive fluids within the body, which is one of the most potent substances among the blood, the muscle, the fat, the bone marrow, which is called as majja. Among all these sapta dhatus which constitute the human body, Shukra, or the generative fluid, the reproductive fluid, is one of the most potent. It takes human body so much more energy to produce these, and siddhi of this chant of this shloka is in empowering that, in building that energy up. There are so many more benefits of building up these. Internet is full of this. They have fancy terms called nofap and everything for these kind of practices which have been coming down through generations. This is the siddhi of the shloka, and how we get that, the sadhana corresponding to that, is again placing this yantra in front, facing east, we facing east, and doing it for 40 days, for a period of 40 days, 1000 chants on each day. And the naivedya that is offered is kadali phalam, which are bananas. And this is the yantra, and these are the bija mantras. There is a specific sequence in which these bija mantras are arranged in that yantra. If not this particular yantra, Shri yantra, the complete yantra is always best to do sadhana for this particular shloka, which goes as follows. You can repeat after me. Sudha dhara saraihi. Once again. Sudha dhara saraihi. Charana yugalantar vigalitaihi. Charana yugalantar vigalitaihi. Split as Charana yugala antar vigalitaihi. Charana yugalantar vigalitaihi. Prapancham sinchanti. Prapancham sinchanti. Punarapi rasamnaya mahasaha. Rasa amnaya mahasaha. That is how the rasamnaya mahasaha word is split. Rasamnaya mahasaha avapya swam bhumim bhujaga nibham adhyushta valayam. It is chanted as bhujaga nibham adhyushta valayam. It's both these words. Bhujaga nibham adhyushta valayam. Swamatmanam. Swam atmanam. Swamatmanam kritva swapishi. It's not swapisi, swapisi, shi. Swapishi, sha. Swapishi kula kunde kuharini. I'll chant the entire line one by one. You can repeat the line completely after me. सुधाधारा सारैः चरणयुगलान्तर्विगलितैः प्रपञ्चं सिञ्चन्ति पुनरपि रसाम्नाय महसः अवाप्य स्वां भूमिं भुजगनिभमध्युष्टवलयम् स्वमात्मानं कृत्वा स्वपिषि कुलकुण्डे कुहरिणि. Before we go into the meanings of this, I'll use the tune to chant the shloka once. You know how the tune is. Na 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 na. Every single line is in that same flow. The tune, of course, slightly, improvises with each line. Sudha dhara sarai charana yugalantar vigalitai prapancham sinchanti punarapi rasamnaya mahasaha avapya swam bhumim भुजगनिभमध्युष्टवलयं स्वमात्मानं कृत्वा स्वपिषि कुलकुण्डे कुहरिणि. If we do it in this melody at this pace, of course 1,000 times chant is not possible, but it is not a race. So once again, in order to get that siddhi, so it's not that you sit and you just try to finish those 1,000 at one go in one breath or something like that. It's not about how hard you do this sadhana. It's about how involved you are in doing this sadhana and how impactful, how much you have imbibed this. Now coming to the meanings, this is the layer-wise arrangement. Once again, I'll zoom it further in so that the words are clearly visible. But as you see, there are 3 key ideas. In the previous shloka, there were only 2. Sometimes there is only 1. In this particular shloka, there are 3 key ideas being conveyed. The first one is sinchanti punah api avapya swapishi. So this is the flow of thought. So what is happening, what is being described in the shloka, we'll look at it now. The word sinchanti means, it comes from the root sound sechana, root verb sechana, which means to nourish by pouring water, literally to irrigating or by growing something by offering nourishment. Sechana is the word. Here we use sinchanti for drenching, because by nourishing through drenching, that is the word. Once again, these translations are all just there to give us a sense of what the word means. The word sechana or sinchanti is never be fully translated into any other language. It is sinchanti. You have to just imbibe the essence of the Sanskrit word. But by drenching what? Prapancham. Prapancham is the entire creation. Why is prapancha entire creation? Because prapancha is that which is made of 5. Like we saw in the previous shloka, where the 5 elements from Mooladhara to Vishuddhi, all the 5 chakras, the earth, water, fire, wind and space, all of these elements. So anything that is made up of, everything that is made up of these 5 is prapancha. So this entire physical creation, including all the single universe or multiverses, whatever there is as physical creation, is prapancha, not just earth. So that is the meaning there. So all of this cannot be, of course, translated into English by any measure. In a phrase or a paragraph, it takes pages on. But prapancham, by drenching, by nourishing the entire creation, prapancham, through what? Sudha dhara saraihi. Saraha is the essence. Dhara is a flow. Sudha is nectar. Each of these words, once again, is very packed with multiple layers of meaning. We'll not go into all of that. Sudha, in itself, the word is so beautiful. Anyway, we'll just look at it as nectar, the immortal elixir, whatever Sudha is Amrita. Through nourishing streams of nectar, drenching all of creation. Where is that coming from? Where is that? Where are those streams of Sudha coming from? Charana Yugala Antar Vigalitaihi. Coming down, pouring down from the pair Yugala of feet, Charana. Charana Yugala Antar Vigalitaihi. Those streams of nectar that are coming down from the pair of your feet, from those streams of, using those streams of nectar, drenching all of this prapancha. So you see, as that energy pours down from Sahasrara, so her feet are said to be at the Sahasrara. You see, that is the symbolism behind in the temples they place a kind of, a sort of a crown on top of people's heads. It's called as Shatha Gopam. And pair of feet are embedded on it. Of course, there is this symbolic way of being humble, keeping the lords or the gods or the goddesses footwear on top of our heads, being subservient, being in service of the divine. But the symbolism goes much deeper. It represents the source of life that has trickled down from the divine into this human body. So it is said that from her pair of feet trickle down nectar which gives birth to life and nourishes all the five, the prapancha that is within the body, the five elements inside the body. So by trickling down like that from the pair of feet at Sahasrara, punaha api avapya. Once again, punaha is again, api, once again, avapya, by reaching, by settling. From where? Settling from rasa amnaya mahasaha, from the abode of rasa, of immortality, of, this is rasamnaya mahas, one of the names of Chandra also, of the moon. So he is seen as the one who is the pinnacle of the experience of life. So there is Soma Shekhara. Shiva himself wears Chandra on his crown, representing that his energies have touched Sahasrara. From that Sahasrara, from the abode of Chandra, Rasamnaya Mahasaha, Punaha api avapya, once again reaching where? Swam Bhumim, your original abode. Where is that? At Muladhara. How is it? Bhujaga Nibham. It is like a snake. How is that snake? Adhyushta Valayam, which is coiled up. So that she, to provide life, comes down from Sahasrara, which is her original abode, and reaches Muladhara and is present there as in the form of a snake which is coiled up 3 times. 3 times is not mentioned in the shloka, but it is a coiled up snake. That is the symbolism for Kundalini, which represents latent, dormant potential energy which can rise up. But for limited actions here on earth, it has descended down from Sahasrara. So what is the, let me not go on a rant, but this is the, in one sentence, it is not that we have to strive towards spirituality, or we are physical beings who are trying to attain spiritual progress. We are spiritual beings who have found a limited expression now for a limited period of time. Our original essence is the divine, which has now taken on a limited form by coiling itself in the form of latent energy at Muladhara. And there, what does she do after reaching Muladhara? Swapishi. You then go to sleep. You lie dormant. By doing what? Swam Atmanam Kritva. By making yourself the Jiva within. Atmanam is my own self. You make your own, you as my limited identity, my limited play of self. But since it is, the source is that there is this innate longing for every Jiva to go back and find that union with Shiva. So Shiva is at the crown, Shakti is at the bottom. They are one eternally, but for this limited period of life, to enjoy these dualities and to play around. They seem separated, but they in their essence is just one. So, but we'll see this again in a different form, in geometrical form, in the next shloka. But here it is seen as the downward movement of energy. Swam atmanam kritva. Where does she sleep? Kula kunde. Kunda means a pit. In Telugu it means a pot. And in Hindi, kund is a large well or a water body. So Kula kunde, in the pit of Kundalini energy, in the Mooladhara chakra, Kuharini. Here Adi Shankaracharya is referring to the goddess as Kuharini. Kuhara means a cave. So the one who dwells in a limited small space, who is packed up, is Kuharini. O Kuharini, you go back to sleep. So this is the entire layout of the 10th shloka of Soundarya Lahari, where the description is, by drenching all of the 5 elements of creation, by the entire creation, by giving life, by pouring life into them as you descend down through your grace, you settle yourself into the Mooladhara chakra by coiling yourself up there and lying dormant, by sleeping there as the dormant Kundalini energy. This is the description of the downward movement of Kundalini, which is called as the Adho Marga. This completes the 10th shloka.